I don't even see a map.
because there's not one. But you should all have this map pinned somewhere, anyways, to easily open it.
Which one? The one of Thylea in general?
Correct.
Yeah, I have that pinned.
Yeah. But anyway, good morning.
Could you push it to B again? Because I switched PC, so all my pins are gone.
Oh, my lane's up. Good morning. It's the 30th of July. It's 8:30, and we're going to play some D&D. Session 59, Odyssey of the Dragonlords. Fun title today, A Night to Remember. Giggity. We will do a recap and then get into it.
Okay, guys, please interrupt me. I have kind of weird internet. It's a little spotty at times, but I am streaming from Columbus, Ohio. We start the session the morning of Saturday, our 55th day together, the fourth and final day of the Great Games, and it is 42 days until the Oath of Peace expires. And before I start, I want to give just a little bit of background for context. A couple of things. Corbin is the reincarnated person of an ancient dragon lord named Corbin, and his old body, for those of you who are old enough to remember this, looks like Lou Ferrigno, who played the Hulk. This is important, and that's what his body looks like. Amitrius, at one point during the first game of Sunken Treasures, he was killed by Gaius, the champion of Sidon, perma-killed. Arcadia runs to him, grabs the horse stallion necklace around his neck, says to his god, Divine Stallion, have mercy upon your son and save him. He later, nothing happens, but he later comes back. He looks a little paler, his eyes have a strange glow. The horse necklace is a little darker than before, and she sees him at one point going to a priest of Sidon and paying him some money, ostensibly to get a spell to help him in the games. Then he goes to the Agora, buys a bull's heart, says some words in his tent that she has never heard him say before, and she doesn't understand them. Stabs the bull's heart in a bronze bowl. It starts to violently smoke. He eats it, and one of his arms turn into what looks like an undead arm. Demetrius also at one point, first of all, Nico's family. He remembers his family, but no one else around him remembers his family. It's very strange, and he is quite upset by it. And Demetrius has a vision that has something to do with Lutheria, and that his family is alive. And during one of the sessions, there is a scene that happens in the background during which none of the players are aware of this, but there is a hooded man walking in a darkened room. He walks past a cage with a dwarven woman and two children in it. He comes across Lutheria and says basically to her that everything is going as planned. He removes the hood, and it is the old Corbin's body, the person that is the person talking to him, and we realize that the dwarven woman and the two children in the cage are indeed Nico's family, or at least that's what we think they are. And so we don't know what he did to piss Lutheria off, but there seems to be some sort of relationship. Ileana and Hatria are part of the Amazon contingent who are entering the games. Ileana has gone up to Arcadia. You first see her. She actually attacks the party when Arcadia isn't around. Arcadia seems to be quite shocked that they have seen Ileana, and she goes looking for her. They have their first encounter at Honora's, actually almost maybe an engagement party, and in which Ileana calls her a traitor. Later on, during the games, when Ileana and Hatria are fighting in the games, Hatria says, when Ileana goes down, Hatria says to the monster, the bullet, "Get away from my mate." So you see that Arcadia has a pained look in her face. Later on, Hatria approaches, confronts Arcadia, tells her to stay away from Ileana. Later on, Ileana sneaks off and meets Arcadia and basically says goodbye to her. You hear, before that, Demetrius speaks with Ileana, you find that she thinks that Arcadia left her. It was a one-sided love story that Ileana was in love with Arcadia, but Arcadia did not love her back and left Themis, the island of the Amazons. But later on, Ileana sneaks away from Hatria to talk to Arcadia. You find that Arcadia has loved her ever since, and that she left not of her own volition, and but then Ileana says goodbye, which upsets Arcadia greatly. And right before we get to this session, we have been fighting the final battle of 100 Hands in honor of Kentimane, and you find that Kentimane is one of the old gods. We are told this when the 4 gods reveal themselves as dragons. I know this is a lot of information. He is an old god, and Arcadia worships him. He was the old god of the Amazons. The Amazons have recently, or at least about 13 years ago, been forced to switch their worship to Lutheria. So we are fighting in the 100 Hands battle. It is going, it's last man standing. Non-lethal damage is supposed to be used, but then Lutheria throws us all into a waking nightmare where all the combatants against us are turned into Maenads, giant goats, or harpies. We end up fighting them. They are not dying. They are arising again after we kill them. So Demetrius, we don't know what to do. He ends up decapitating a couple of the creatures. When he decapitates the second creature, which is a Maenad, another Maenad cries out in agony and jumps on top of the body as if protecting it, which makes him suspicious. So then he says, I think that's a mistake, but I don't know what to do because they keep on rising up, but he switches back to non-lethal damage. And after a lot of fighting where there is only one Maenad left, we are suddenly, thanks to Kyra telling us to snap out of it, switched back into reality, and we see carnage about us. We have actually killed people, and the Maenad that was standing is Ileana, and the decapitated Maenad is Hatria. And that is where we start a next session, which, just for trivia, we first hear about the Great Games in our campaign in our 9th session together, and that is back in January 30th of 2022. We actually started the preliminaries here on our 45th session on March 12th of 2023, so we have actually been playing just the games section of this campaign for the past 4 months, 4.5 months. So, Arcadia, who has just been shooting at the Maenad, which is now transformed back into Ileana. She sees her staring at Demetrius with murderous intent because she has seen Demetrius decapitate her mate, Hatria. She rips the wax out of her ears that she'd put in there because she didn't want to be further charmed by the harpies, and throws it on the ground and just yells, non-lethal, over and over. And for those of you new to this, Arcadia in general never shows emotion, very little, and this is the most emotion you've ever heard out of her. She sees that Ileana is the only non-party member standing. Nico, who has conjured brown bears and is wild shaped into a polar bear, have blood dripping from their jaws because Nico and the bears were dealing lethal damage because he had it, and he was worried that Lutheria was going to come after them. And she readies an action to shoot Ileana if she runs towards Demetrius. She tells her Stimfae, her metal Amazon bird, Nyx, to stabilize anything that looks like it can possibly be saved. Now, polar bear Nico sees the carnage on the ground, and he sees Ileana's face and is shocked. Immediately, he drops concentration on his conjurer's animal spells, and the brown bears disappear. He just shakes his head, takes a battle stand, looks towards the grandstand, and his eyes burn with anger towards Lutheria, who looks very pleased. He can't concentrate on the spell. Corbin, realizing what happened, runs up to the podium, points at Lutheria, and says to the gods, "This is treachery. She has messed with our minds." Lutheria says, "My dear known friend, I did no such thing." And then Corbin looks at Kyra, who snapped us out of the spell. He says, "You know." Kyra looks at him, looks at Lutheria, then looks back at Corbin. She puts her head down a little and nods. Corbin just stands there pointing. Demetrius casts Shield of Faith upon himself, keeps a careful eye on Ileana, and moves to be by Nico's side. And when he moves, Arcadia now has a clear view of Hatria's decapitated body, and she cries out, "No!" Ileana rushes Demetrius, triggering Arcadia's reaction, but for some reason she can't attack her life mate and instead yells, "Stop! Stop!" And she kind of sounds like she's losing it, and we've never seen her lose it. Ileana misses Demetrius, and he misses her back as they're fighting. Arcadia starts to panic, and she says, "We have to make this right." She yells to Ileana, "Ileana, you have to listen to me. We have to stop. We're the only hope for Hatria to save her." But knowing that Ileana is in a rage and is probably can't be reasoned with, she shoots at her, but she looks unsteady, and then says, "Ileana, stop. Demetrius, stop. She just wants the fighting to stop." Demetrius responds, "I'm trying, but she's trying to kill me, so I'm going to defend myself. If she stops attacking me, I will stop attacking her." And tears are streaming down Arcadia's face. Corbin is still pointing at Lutheria and looking at Kyra, and now he shifts his gaze to Pythor, who he has always supported as the god of battle, and who, by the way, is Arcadia's father. He says, "Pythor, I need your help now. Stop this." And Pythor says, "Legally I can't until there's a winner. It's not my rule." Although Corbin can see that Pythor is very displeased. Then Corbin says to the party, "There must be a winner. I forfeit." And he lies down and forfeits the game. Nico helps Demetrius take Ileana down. They say non-lethal. Arcadia says to Ileana, "Ileana, Hatria needs you now more than ever. You're the only one who can protect her." And Ileana says, "If you can't tell, she's missing a head from your horse friend that you're protecting." And Arcadia says, "We have to bring her back. We have to bring her back. There are spells. We have the resources." And she looks at Demetrius and she says, "You don't understand. We have to bring her back." More fighting, and then Nico takes Ileana down. Arcadia sees this. Demetrius is side-eyeing her to see if she's okay, and she dashes to Ileana. Corbin yells that we should forfeit. Arcadia says Demetrius has the best chance of winning, and she moves to Hatria's body and drops to her knees. Demetrius moves up to Nico, looks at him, spins his sword, and says, "I'm not going to surrender." And he readies a combat stance and then summons a spiritual weapon. Nico's head bobs up and down in agreement, and so they start to fight. Let's give him a show. Arcadia notices the fighting behind her, but is concentrating on the Amazons. Like she did with Demetrius, she bows her head and touches Hatria's body. And she says a prayer, but she says it silently because she is well aware that Lutheria is there. She prays to Kentamane, "Father, your daughter has fallen. Save her, restore her to her former self. I beg of you, Father. I need you." And she words this prayer very carefully because she doesn't want her to come back weird like Demetrius did. But she doesn't feel or see any response except for the heat of the arena. Demetrius hits Nico, and Nico loses his wild shape of a polar bear. And then Demetrius points his long sword at Nico's throat, preventing him from easily accepting, and asks, "Do you yield?" Nico says, "No." And Demetrius says, "I was hoping you would say that," and then hits him with his spiritual weapon. Nico then holds his hands together, and some magic comes out between them. He cracks his knuckles and polymorphs into a fucking huge-ass ape. Mighty Joe Young. "Ooh, it's clobber time," he says. Well, he probably roars that. And while they are fighting, Arcadia is healing herself. And finally, Nico takes Demetrius down, being his giant ape. He stands up erect and starts pounding on his chest like King Kong and lets out a howl. And when he calms down, he turns his head toward Lutheria and just points at her with a scowl on his face. And then she says to him with a big-ass grin on her face, like she's enjoying herself too much, "Well, there's only one left, my love." He turns around and looks and sees Arcadia, bonks her on the head, and it smacks her out of her slight stupor. She dashes to the west, where she is out of range, except Nico picks up Hatria's headless body, throws it at Arcadia, The force smacks her head into the wall and she goes down. Fargrim stands up. That's it, we have a winner. Nico drops his polymorph and screams towards him, you've got to heal everyone now! The gates open and medics come running in to stabilize everyone. Nico hits Demetrius with a cure wounds. Nyx flies over to Arcadia, dispenses a healing potion. And Arcadia wakes up. Corbin and Demetrius come to her and she says to them really quietly, you don't understand. We have to make this right. We have to save Hatria for 3 reasons. One, Ileana won't stop until she gets revenge. And if Hatria remains dead, she will not give up until she's dead. And Demetrius says, there's nothing to make right. She's dead. There's nothing we can do. Arcadia says she's heard that there are more powerful spells than Revivify, although Demetrius says that's impossible. Not even the gods can fix this. But then Arcadia says the second reason we have to bring her back. She says that Demetrius's prophecy from the Oracle says that only if he has the Amazons at his side can we defeat the Titans. And Hatria is not just an ordinary Amazon. She is the matriarch of the tribe of the Eagles, and the Amazons will not forgive him for this. We need to make this right. She is an Amazon queen. So Arcadia suggests asking the priest, and if not, she can ask Queen Valis. And I forget what the third reason is. But anyway, Corbin sees the priest in the crowd. He waves him down. The priest says he will be on his way when the game is totally finished. Lutheria steps up to the podium. Congratulations to Nicodemus for winning the Battle of 100 Hands. And as a reward for winning this, somebody has something to offer you. The whole ground starts shaking, and right in the middle, a massive stone hand, which is the sign of Kentamine, pops up out of the earth and stops. Something is in its palm, and it is a coin with an image of a stone hand on it. And once he takes it, the stone hand disappears. And it is a boon to be used in combat. He doesn't realize this. He runs to retrieve Hatria's head, places it next to her body, and says he wants to use the boon to try and revive her. Demetrius looks a little bit unhappy because he doesn't think it's worth the effort, but he doesn't say anything. And then Lutheria says, my dear Nicodemus, my love, you are mistaken. This is a boon that you would use in combat when the going gets rough. The Great Games, our final standings after 10 games. Demetrius comes in first with 12 points, Corbin the second with 11 points, Arcadia third in 10 points, and Nicodemus with fourth in 9 points. We are all very close. As they take Hatria's body out and the injured Ileana, Arcadia won't leave Hatria's body, and she escorts it out of the arena. Fargrim stands up, congratulates everyone for a great 10th games. To all the winners, the medal ceremony will take place later this afternoon, followed by a great banquet. We take a short rest, and the mob loves Demetrius again and threatens to swamp him. He escapes to a bathhouse. And once Corbin starts to leave, the priest meets him and finds that the way to save Hatria is, short of resurrection, you need a paladin or a cleric. Nico goes to his tent to take a nap. He's exhausted. And when the medics get to the hospital, they will not let Arcadia in because she doesn't have a medical license. She waits there until Ileana wakes up. And she says to her, you have to give us a chance to save her. You know this wasn't us. You know how Lutheria works. You've seen it happen before. You have to preserve her body so we can raise her. And Ileana, parroting exactly the words that Hatria had said to Arcadia earlier, haven't you done enough already? Can't you just leave us alone? And then she says, just go with your new friends and leave us alone, but know that your centaur friend, he will be no more. And Arcadia says, you have to give us time. His fate is intertwined with the Amazons. He had a dream with Otrera, their founder, in it, and he has to right some sort of wrong. And Ileana says, so righting a wrong is killing Hatria. I see. And Arcadia says very softly, he wasn't in his right mind. It was Lutheria. You've seen her do this to others. And Ileana says, it matters not. Just leave us alone. We will find a way to bring her back on our own. We don't need you or your friends. Then Arcadia reaches into her belt pouch and takes out a diamond that she had purchased that is worth 300 gold pieces. And it is used in the spell Revivify. She says, then take this. This was meant to save you, and you can use it to save her. Ileana takes it out of Arcadia's hand, and she says, please leave us. Arcadia just says, tries to give her something. Ileana had given Arcadia a little wooden eagle, which caused Arcadia to drop to her knees and cry. And she tries to give her something back. It doesn't look like a little wooden eagle, but it's wrapped in the same cloth, and Ileana refuses to take it. And Arcadia just says, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And she walks away. And as she walks away, Ileana says to her, my love for you is like a star in the night sky. It died a long time ago. And then Ileana walks into the tent. And to break the mood, Dan asks, can you unprone me? Because Demetrius is getting bathed and doted on by all of his adoring fans. As he's going to the bathhouse, people are asking for his autograph. Somebody wants a tail hair. And he says, the first man that touches my tail will lose a hand. But I will regale you with tales of my victories. And he points at a particularly buxom woman. And he says, if she cleans my back, I will regale you all with tales of my exploits. And they close off one whole section just for him. And he gets someone to polish his armor until it glows like that of a toxic paladin that has overbearing armor. Arcadia's gone back to her tent. Corbin comes in and asks to speak with her. He says he feels partially responsible and thought he should have quit these games sooner, but she says, it's not your fault. I wanted to continue. And he says, the gods and dragons, there's nothing good about this. The Titans are allowed to act with impunity, and the dragons we help are not helping us. They knew that was happening, and they had to let it continue. And Arcadia pointedly says, I hope Demetrius got what he wanted out of his conversation with Lutheria in her temple. Because after the four gods revealed themselves to be dragons, Demetrius felt that he wanted to hear both sides of the story, and he went to Sidon's temple and Lutheria's temple, left offerings at both, and had visions in which he spoke to them, but they wouldn't give him any information until he learned more. Then Arcadia can see, after she says, I hope that Demetrius got what he wanted out of his conversation with Lutheria in her temple, Corbin says, I don't think he did. And she can see that Corbin's really struggling. And Corbin asks her, did anyone say that they could bring Hatria back? And at that, Arcadia starts to cry, and she has never cried in front of anybody. Corbin puts his hand on her shoulder and says, yes, I was afraid that it would take the power of the gods to bring her back. And then he leans very close, and very, very softly he says, and I think I know a way. We will speak more later, and he leaves. Demetrius meets Corbin. They talk about the gods in Demetrius' tent, and Corbin says they've been manipulating us from the start, all of them. And Demetrius says, yes, I have shared that sentiment, though I have never felt manipulated by Sidon. So far, he has been the only one that's honest with me, and that's ironic, isn't it? And Corbin says, he also tried to kill you, or actually killed you several times. And Demetrius says, oh, yes, exactly. That's exactly my point. Give me that kind of honesty over the deceptions and games any day. And then you find that Demetrius, after taking away 10% for the crew of the Ultros, is going to share his money with all of us equally. He tells Corbin that he should let Vengeance fight more, and so she can become battle trained. He thinks he babies it too much. And then Corbin says, eventually, but she is part of me, and I've seen what losing a part of you can do, as he looks in Arcadia's tent direction. They go to find Nico, who is snoring away. He tells him about that he's going to share the wealth. They go to Arcadia's tent, tell her she's going to be splitting the money, tell her they might go drinking afterwards, and she says okay, which is interesting because you've never seen her drink. Then we go to the medal ceremony, and a centaur banner is hanging up, and there's a large sack of coins right in the middle. And Fargrim says, on behalf of the gods and the mighty Titans, we congratulate you, Demetrius the Centaur Lord, for winning these great games. And the crowd goes wild. Demetrius plays along with the entire theater and tries to garner as much goodwill from the citizens of Metros as possible, waving to the crowd, giving handshakes to the right people, and giving out autographs. Then Fargrim says, okay, and to present the medals, we will have our good friend Corvinus come up and present the medals to the winners. And this man comes strolling in wearing a kilt. He is larger than life, a mountain of a man. And guess what? He looks like Corbin's old body. It is that man. Amitrus asks him why he doesn't participate in the games, and the guy says, I'm too weak. And then Corbin leans over, whispers to Amitrus, and asks him to use his power. And Amitrus gives him a confused look, and he says, your divine power. And Amitrus says, you want me to smite him? And Corbin says, no, I want you to tell me if he is something other than what he appears. So Amitrus uses his divine sense, and when he opens his eyes are glowing. And Corvinus just says, whoa, shiny. And he sees that Corvinus is glowing as are Sidon and Lutheria, and he recognizes them as celestial beings. And then when he goes up to Arcadia, you see that Arcadia has not, as in stark contrast to Amitrus, who is shining like a star, she has not done anything for her appearance. She is still covered with blood and looks dead inside, which is also very different from how she appeared in the battle at the very beginning, very proud and riding a rhino. And as the ceremony for the medals end, background, when Amitrus died, Arcadia didn't trust anybody, took all of his possessions, including the Ring of Protection that she had found kind of in the underground, but she didn't have the money for it, so Amitrus bought it off of her. And when he came back from the dead, she wouldn't give him his ring because she didn't trust him. She kept on saying, I'm not sure. Basically, she wasn't sure he was really himself. But at this point, she takes something off of her hand and goes to Amitrus, says, the games are over and this is yours. And she gives him the Ring of Protection, and he takes it as a token of at least some trust having been won back, and says, thank you, Arcadia. If you need me for anything, or my magic for Hatria or anyone else, I will be there to assist you. And she just nods at him. Amitrus goes to the Agora, tries to buy some stuff, but we are still being heavily overcharged because of the encounter we had with the big boss, crime boss, where we pissed him off, or actually Amitrus pissed him off, and now everybody overcharges us. And then Amitrus heads to the centaur camp. And when he enters, all the little centaurs swarm him and say, do the roar, and he obliges, and they all giggle and run away. And he gives the chief Dunya a small chest containing 2,000 gold pieces. And she says, you have no idea how far this will get us. Thank you so much. And he says, just remember that I am your ally and your friend, and one day in the future, I hope you'll remember that as well. Corbin, meanwhile, disguises himself and buys a cheap 20 squares game for 50 gold pieces. He goes to Lutheria's temple and, still disguised, leaves it as an offering. And when he asked Amitrus to leave a similar game in Sidon's temple, Sidon was so pissed off and said, you dare leave that for me? So something about this game. And Corbin can't share why it pisses Sidon off, because he took an oath to the 4 dragons gods. If he will not tell anybody that they are really dragons, they will answer a question for him. And they had him, told him a bunch of stuff. He came back looking shaken, but he can't share with us that information. But one of the things he did after learning that was he bought a game of 20 squares. And again, Sidon was unhappy with that offering. So now he buys another 20 squares game, goes into Lutheria's temple, and leaves it as an offering for her. And he writes a little note on the game set that reads, well played, but remember, winning isn't everything. And he signs it with a little winky face. Arcadia goes to the black market, gets some crossbow bolts and a candle to make new wax earplugs with. Nico follows her there, and he's looking for Gorgon plates. They don't have them because they're too rare. He goes to his old hangout pub by the docks and asks where he could find a Gorgon. They don't know, but if they hear something, that they'll let him know. So we all go to the banquet. Arcadia kind of did the bare minimum to make herself presentable. As she's getting ready, she hears a knock at the flap of her tent. She says, come in, but no one comes in. She steps outside, sees a little spritzer bottle on the ground, with pinkish liquid in it, sprays it downwind of herself onto the tent, and it smells like perfume. She doesn't detect any magic from it, so she puts the bottle down and leaves it there. As in the banquet, most of the surviving contestants, meaning the ones who did not participate in the last fight, because we basically pretty much killed them all, are there, except Chuck is not there, the one that, the monk that Corbin pushed into the lava, but who was saved because he was only in there for one round. He is gone, not there, and Ileana is not there. There's a fanfare. The gods start walking in, along with Princess Honora, who is supposed to become queen in 3 days. The oracle is there, and she had not been able to speak with Corbin because she was supposed to be the impartial judge of the games, but now that the games are over, he goes and sits next to her. And he leans over and says, "Why does Corvinus bear my image?" And she says, "That is why I've been so distant. I caught a glimpse of him, and it threw me for a loop. I think there's some fuckery going on." And he says, "Yes, that applies across the board to our friends and the Titans." And she says she agrees, but she can't see things like she used to be able to. And Corbin says, "Have you heard from your father?" And her father is Sidon. And she puts her head down and says, "He is not pleased with me." Corbin says he has learned a few things about that, but he cannot share because he had taken that oath not to share. And she says, "The light is coming, but I have a feeling it's going to get worse before it will get better." And he says, "Yes, it surely will, but I trust you and my friends and no one else." But she says there is another. We do not know another what? Skywalker? But she says she knows he will be in Astoria during the coronation of Honora. We will find him sleeping by a decapitated stone statue head. And she says to Corbin, in order to meet this person, she asks that we go to Honora's coronation and that he and the party do exactly what she asks, whatever it is, because Honora is to be trusted. He asks if will I see you tonight, and she gives him a sly smile in response to his wink, and she goes, "Oh," as he walks away, "don't forget the bagpipes." He tells the party that we must attend the coronation. Honora comes over and smiles at all of us. She looks at Arcadia and says, "Did you not get my present?" Apparently it was a bottle of the finest perfume from Astoria, and she figured she would like that for this dinner. And Arcadia just says, "I don't wear perfume." And Demetrius, she says, "Okay." And Demetrius says, "You tried." She asks if we are coming to the coronation and the bachelorette party. And she says, tomorrow night, and tells us to go to the lodge. She'll get us all situated, and there'll be party favors. We all roll perception, and everyone except for Corbin notices that Honora has a patch on her neck, like a Band-Aid, that's been colored to blend in and to be hidden on her skin. And then Demetrius sees that Ileana isn't there. He suddenly approaches Arcadia, and he asks her, "How did it go with Ileana?" But then he notices that Arcadia looks really out of place. I mean, she's there, but she obviously doesn't want to be there. She's only going because of what Ileana said about Demetrius. So rather than a guest at a dinner, she looks more like a sentry. She is looking around for anything that looks like it might attack. And Demetrius puts his hand on her shoulder and says, "Arcadia, snap out of it. You chose this life when you left her the first time. You already made the choice. Come on, we need you. You got to focus." And she slaps his hand away and says, "I am focusing." And he says, "Remember Hexia, your mother." And in a very soft voice, "You have a dragon to kill." And she says, "Add it to the list." And the rest of the party goes, he nods and leaves her alone. The rest of the party goes uneventfully. People come to congratulate us. We take a long rest, and overnight, we gain new powers as we level up to 8. And we end the session and begin ours this morning, the morning of Sunday, our 56th day together, with 41 days of the Oath of Peace remaining.
Nice. That was good. And hopefully Sketh took all that in. All right. Yeah. So new morning. Got leveled up, and I think we said we were heading out to Astoria kind of early in the morning. After I know Arcadia wanted to talk to the Queen and Michaela.
Yeah, before she does, she will go to, because she will ask Corbin, pull Corbin aside. But when you see her, she doesn't look good. She doesn't look like she slept very well. Um, and she asks him, "You said you knew of a way to bring Hatria back?"
I think so. But I am not able to tell you what I know right now. Think on my words carefully, though.
And she just
and look for signs.
okay, and she just nods. So she would like to go see the Queen and Michaela.
Is she still like covered in blood and crap, or is she clean?
No, she cleaned that up from the banquet, so she actually she physically looks exhausted, but she is looks like maybe instead of sleeping, she was polishing her armor up because she knows she's going to see the Queen. I think more importantly to her, she is going to see Michaela, who is a fellow Amazon.
Okie dokie. Alright, so I know you had talked to them the night before, and you get up to the temple, and the guards like kind of side eye you, but like move aside and let you know where the queen is in her chambers. And then if you walk up to there, you see Michaela standing outside of the door.
And she puts her fist on her chest and bows her head, goes to one knee, and she says, "I request an audience with the Queen, but I would also like to speak with you in private afterwards, if that's possible."
And Michaela doesn't say anything other than like she's very cold towards you, and will open up the door and allow you in, but she stays outside.
Okay. And Arcadia sees the Queen, and again, fist to her chest, bows her head, drops to one knee, and she says, "Queen Bellis."
Arcadia, nothing.
She says, "I am at a loss, and I seek your wisdom. We have to save Hatria. Is there anything that you know that we can do to bring her back? Or are there any resources here in Mitros?"
And she'll kind of look at you and kind of cock her head a little bit, and we'll say, did you not just kill her yesterday? Why are you insistent on bringing her back?
And she says she is one of our matriarchs, and the Oracle told Demetrius that we need to get the Amazons on our side in order to defeat the Titans. And they will not do that with Hatria dead.
And she'll tell you that her mate Ileana came last night asking the same thing, and was told to there's nothing really they can do here, but there is there might be someone in Orisha who could help out, because you need powerful magic to basically do that, bring him back.
And she thanks her. And she asks her, why is it, if there is an oath, and that you gods are following the oath, you are not interfering, and then Lutheria can interfere with such impunity?
the Titans have not done anything to hinder us from ourselves. It's kind of basically she's saying like they haven't really gone out of their like.
Is she saying because they haven't directly attacked the gods, but they can attack the champions? Is basically their way of getting around it?
Yes, thank you. English.
And she says we will be using the Antikythera that you gave us. Is there... Do you feel that we should start... Is there an island that we should start with? I believe it seems to me that we should probably try to find the Island of the Fates.
If you're going to use, you do, and she'll say you do not need the Antikythera, I don't know, whatever, to get to the Island of the Fates.
And Arcadia says we don't. Is there a map with the island on it? How do we get there?
And she will say, give me a second. Where the hell are you? Okay, where's my messages? She said that you are looking for the constellation of the Bard.
The constellation of the what?
Bard.
Oh, okay. We know that. I think that was given to Nicodemus. And she says, "Thank you. That would help us greatly."
And also say if you go there, take what they say to heart, but also very carefully because they are very fickle, tricky beasts.
And she says, "We will." And she just says, "Thank you for your advice, and we hope to return victorious."
And she says, "Good luck."
And she will again bow her head, fist to her chest, and back out of the room.
Okay.
And does she sees Michaela and she says,
when you come out
No?
of the room, there's a different guard there.
"Oh, okay." And she bows her head, her fist to her chest, and says, "Sister, I was hoping to speak with Michaela."
The Lord Commander is unavailable at this time.
Okay, and then she'll bow her head and leave and go rejoin the party.
Okay.
And how long is it to Astoria? How long does it take? Are we taking the Ultras?
You'd have to. I mean, you might be able to. It'd probably be quicker just by horse,
We have to wait for that wedding.
which is in Astoria.
Yeah, we have
Oh,
to go to the wedding. The first is the bachelorette party.
And the
So-
bachelorette party is in Mitros or also in Astoria?
Nope.
Astoria.
Everything's in Astoria.
So everyone here is now going to move to Astoria. The gods as well, everyone.
Well, just us. I mean, we were invited to the wedding. I don't know if the gods are.
I assume Pythor is going.
Oh yeah,
Well, yeah.
Pythor. If you go back to like the Ultros, where Pythor should be, he's been gone. Like he left early in the morning. But Kyra will go obviously because that's her best friend.
Well, I think if we don't go fast, we might be late.
Well, Arcadia says, "Give me 10 minutes." And is Kyra riding on Fola?
She is.
All right. And Arcadia says, "I'll be back in 15 minutes." And she goes away, and she comes back, and the rhino's back.
Nice.
Where did you even find that thing?
Sus.
And she gets up on the rhino, and she looks at Corbin and extends a hand.
Corbin will join her on the rhino.
Are we just going to ignore that she now has a giant rhino?
She had the rhino in the battle with Kentamane.
Yeah.
I know, but couldn't you have picked us up a rhino? I want a rhino as well.
A horse on a rhino?
No, but just for battle. I'm just wondering where did you get a rhino? Did you go to the rhino shop?
And she says, "I cast Find Speed."
Oh, okay.
So is Demetrius gonna let Nicodemus ride on him?
No.
Us to know. What you talking
We're
about?
going with the Ultras, right?
I don't know.
For
No,
some
we're
reason,
walking.
It's
For some
probably
reason, you see Nico keeping up with Demetrius. I have gained some extra footsteps in my liverling.
And also, you can just turn into a horse. So.
Well, no, but getting to that, I chose mobile as a feat.
Oh.
So that's why,
Ooh.
for some reason, you can't understand why Nico's faster. His little legs are a blur.
very
Wow.
fast, very quick or very dangerous over short distances.
And I will look at Arcadia and I will say, should I remind you that Corbin is actually the fastest one in this party?
Quite.
He can outsprint me.
Gnomes are famous for their sprinting.
All right. Yeah, I guess we set out then.
All right.
Goodbye, Mitros. You will not be missed.
And as y'all are leaving, a crowd of people are following you. Obviously, they're wanting last minute autographs, and they're trying to maybe collect some sweat from Demetrius.
I will try to intimidate them into not
George.
harassing me.
So what? He just like roar.
I'm glaring and I'm like holding my weapon, like giving off vibes that if people get too close to me, they're probably fucked. Also, I have that new aura, so if anyone actually does get frightened, they will be frozen in place.
Nice. Sus. Alright, so, bada bing, bada boom, wave up the magic hand, and we are in Astoria, because nothing really messed with y'all when you were heading in there.
Back in town. Where we started it all.
Yay.
Old Astoria.
Alright, so now it's let's say 4 or 5 in the afternoon, and you see people, that there's a royal wedding coming up, and people are kind of bustling about here and there, and go ahead.
Yeah, no, sorry, you were still describing things.
Yeah, and even the gate is still closed, but or they're like checking people off and making sure you're allowed to come in. Who's allowed to come in? And when you get up to the gates, one of the gate guards sees the party coming in. Their eyes grow really big, and they start looking around, like through all of you, and not seeing a certain someone. Kind of.
Yeah, I'm sure they were worried about Kamos.
I actually wanted to
Or Steve.
check the Agora, before we went here. Oh yeah, that's where we are. Okay, good. Just
The Agora's down there.
is John the guard there?
He is. That's why he's like he was looking around very scared and looking for Steve.
Hey, but at least he has his job back.
He does, and he looks very healthy.
I'll throw him a golden coin. Family.
And he thanks you profusely. And
No problem.
says welcome back, and asks if your friend Lord Steve will also be joining.
He could be along at any moment, John.
he gets his eyes grow wide, and he points to his he goes and yells to her friend, I'm gonna go smoke a cigarette. I'll be back. But the gates open up and I'll let y'all come. And saying the princess has been wondering where you are.
I actually wanted to go to the Agora first.
Okay.
I want to check up on Klaus.
Yeah. Klaus, he, as you're coming, I don't know if everyone's coming to the Agora, but at least for Demetrius, walking as you're heading to the Agora seems very busy, a lot busier than the last time y'all were here. And you can hear fresh hot dogs. And you
check out the shop that's supposed to be making me my rope of climbing.
Okay. Real quick, so you do see Klaus. He has a nice hot dog stand. I don't know if you all know what hot dogs are, but there's a hot dog stand, and he looks a lot happier and also a lot cleaner. And when he sees Demetrius, he runs up and falls on his knees. My lord, you have returned.
I'm glad to see you're doing well, Klaus.
Yes,
I was wondering if you had seen Kamos.
Kamos, I haven't. The last time I saw him, he was with you, heading out.
Thought as much. Unfortunately, we lost track of him in Mitros.
That's a big place, I hear. One day I'll go there.
Yeah, can you keep an eye out for him? See if you can hear anything about him.
It will be my honor, sir. May I interest you in a hot dog?
Sure.
And he runs back over and pushes one of his workers out of the way, and he looks for a second like digging through, and he pulls out the biggest hot dog and bun, and asks if you would like any accoutrements with it.
Accoutre what?
We have some toppings.
Just make it good.
Make it good, okay. Do you like? And he'll start putting some like red sauce on there, and he pulls out this little bottle that has like a picture of an old fat guy on it, and he looks up and says, "Do you like cheesy potatoes?"
Sure.
And he'll take a scoop of cheesy potatoes and kind of push it along, and he says, "We call this chili dog."
Nice, and I'll take out the golden coin and I'll throw it at Klaus.
And he thanks you profusely and says, "Hope you enjoy."
And I will just eat the chili dog, and can I do some minor grocery shopping? I assume the prices here are normal.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys want to kind of split up and do different things, you're more than welcome to. Yeah, and also, yes, the prices are less exuberant than Mitros, but keep in mind, this is a smaller city, so they might not have everything that Mitros has.
I want to buy some potions of greater healing. Those available?
There are, let's see, we have... So they have 4 available.
I would like to.
And for you, for the party, it would be 150 each.
I would like to buy all 4.
I assume so.
4 times 150 is 600 gold.
Yeah, and do you have any in your inventory?
No, but I know how to add them. Oh no, I can't.
Here, there they are. That's yeah, you just grab that one. Just add before.
I would like to buy some javelins.
And they have 100 of them.
For how much per?
10, so it's 1 gold each.
I'll buy 40 javelins.
Okay. That one's in the party sheet, so 4 gold.
By the way, I would have asked Corbin to carry some of my gold in his bag of holding, if that's okay.
All right. How much you want back in there? You
I
have
have to see how
2,000.
much.
You have 2,500 with me at the moment.
Oh, wow. How much more can you take?
That's what she said.
I think I had at least 3,000 in there before, so.
Right. Because right now, you know what? Guess what? The gold is on the Rhino, so she's okay. This is great. Never mind. But she's not gonna. But we'll have to figure out what to do with this.
I have 11 vials of poison. Can I sell those?
If you go to like a black market dealer, possibly. The normal Agora is not interested.
I will go to Arcadia and ask her to sell poison, and she can keep half if she wants.
Okay.
Just assuming that she knows where to a black market dealer is.
I'm not going to ask too many questions.
She goes to that apothecary, and she knows that the owners aren't there. And this is probably going to interest Corbin as well, because that's where he had ordered the rope of climbing. But does she know the person there through, acquaintances or people she's met through Kit and Darius?
Yes.
Great. And she, how many, Ametris? Is 11?
Yeah, they're in the party sheet.
Oh, thanks. And she will greet the person because she knows them, and says, "Can I interest you in some vials of poison?"
And she looks at you very sus and asks where you came about such things and why are you trying to sell them?
And why am I what?
Trying to get rid of them.
And she says at this point money is more important.
And by the way, for information, you would have seen during our many nights spent together, you would have seen Amitrius grab his alchemy jug and fill one of his vials with poison.
Right. And she says, she says, you can test it if you are suspicious.
Yeah, she'll just ask to see all of them, and we'll grab a random one and test it out, and we'll say that she will buy all of them.
Oh, great. And then she says, so for how much?
Was it
I think they're worth like 100. They're normally like sold for 100, right? Each?
Yeah, so, but I mean, I always do a slight markdown when I'm buying things.
Okay.
So 550 for she'll give me 550 for all 11.
And she'll, because Arcadia knows this person, she'll just nod her head and split that with Demetrius.
Okay, so 225 to each of these.
And I want to buy 3 more things if I can. I want to buy empty vials. How many empty vials can I buy, and what do they cost?
They have. Let's see. I say there's 10 vials, 1 gold each.
Okay, I will buy all 10.
Alright, hang on a second.
And Arcadia would lean over and speak, and just say something about the weather, but she's using Thieves' Cant and is asking if she knows where to find a ring of protection.
And she said, that person says, not around here.
Okay.
And Corbin's checking to see if they've got the rope of climbing in yet.
And then when he does that, Arcadia says, it's not here, and I'll get you one.
Sweet.
She asks again if they can make one, if we give them the ingredients.
I
Sure.
already gave him the ingredients then.
And she just looks at Corbin and she says, I'll explain later. Then she goes to Demetrius and says, may I ask a favor? I need to get another, ropes of climbing made. But that involves some hair from you. Would you be willing to give me some?
Oh, you need my hair to make a rope of climbing?
Yeah, because I think Corbin asked you, did that to begin with when he ordered one. Remember, this was like in our time, like a year and a half ago.
Actually, I think I got the hair off the centaurs we killed in that camp long
Oh,
ago.
you did?
Yeah.
How much hair are we talking here?
Shave the
No,
horse.
it's the DM.
Shave the horse.
Shave the whole horse.
Because if we're talking 1 or 2 or 3 hairs, that's fine. But I'm not like giving up my tail or shaving my head.
Wouldn't
So-
be allowed.
So really quick, you know how one of the fashion trends, like the last, I guess, like 10 years is with like younger, maybe even older women, like they shave like half their head, like half the side of their hair.
Yeah.
That's what they require.
Oh yeah, that's not gonna happen.
And instead of your head, they want like half your body.
No.
That's ridiculous. That is
Taste
not
the
what Corbin had.
That is a lot of hair, damn it. No.
He did not shave.
No. They just want like a couple patches here and there.
Couple patches.
Yes.
Yeah, no, it's not gonna happen.
You can get it while he's sleeping.
All right.
Why do you need a rope of climbing that bad? Just go out and hire some centaur to shave or something. Probably some
Well,
hair
she'll
at the
ask
market.
Folon. Actually, she's gonna go ask Folon, and she'll pay him.
Full-on says, how much?
Hold on, no.
He
Think
can do it
about
off of
us.
the bottom, off of his belly, or the bottom where you don't really notice it. You know, his belly.
And he asks how much you're willing to pay him.
And she says, 100 gold pieces.
Okay.
All right, so I'm taking that out of my inventory. and she'll give this woman, I'm guessing the woman.
And just before Arcadia leaves, you'll hear Amitrius say, good luck with that. You'll never find a centaur willing to sell their pride for gold. Good luck. You're never getting it here.
So I guess the last time it would cost 200 gold pieces, right? So she's gonna put a deposit.
Yes.
All right.
And as after you shave him and you pay him, he says that to you in Sylvan. And laughs.
Who says?
Full on.
Oh, full on?
Yeah, he laughs after you pay him.
And then she just says, well, I guess she doesn't say anything.
Okay.
She's not in the mood. So I will take, 300 gold pieces out of my inventory because it's 200 for the rope of climbing still?
Wait.
I think that's what you charged Corbin before.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the 100 to full on.
And whilst she's doing that, can I buy professional grade earplugs for the entire party that are easy to clean? Because I can't handle this with Arcadia anymore.
You can buy a lot of candles and melt them down and make a lot of them if you want.
She
Can
already
we-
bought her candle.
Can we make some wooden earplugs or something shaped after our ears?
A wooden earplug? What if it splinters?
Ooh. Okay, fine. We already have candles. Never mind then. And last but not least, rations.
Ah, that might be helpful.
How much rations are available and what do they cost?
They are 5 silver each, and yes, if you go to different places, you can just kind of stock up on stuff.
I want 100 rations.
Okay. You still have that shop open?
Yes.
Okay, there you go.
Oh.
Hopefully it'll change around.
I can easily do 100 clicks.
Yeah. And did you want to buy anything else?
Nope, that was it.
Okay. Did anyone else want to buy anything?
Is Demetrius buying the rations for the crew? Is that?
Corbin will look around and see if they have a potion of growth.
With how often we use rations to like distract animals or do other shenanigans. I just never want to run out anymore.
They have 1 potion of growth, and it is, for some reason, 406 gold. Don't know why it's 406 gold, but it is.
It's an odd price, but I will pay it.
Alright,
Highly wanted by noblemen. Extra boost in the bedroom.
And there's also, you also see, Steve, do you see that shop I sent you?
You sent me what in the shop? Yeah.
Yeah. Alright. Before you do that, did you want to buy anything else?
What else could I need?
Yeah, you do see a sign, a picture of Amitrius.
No pictures of Demetrius needed. Do they have anything? Well, you said they didn't have like a ring of protection. They don't have anything for defense.
No.
How many potions of healing do you have left?
I need potions of healing, but I thought you bought them all.
Oh, I bought the greater healing, regular ones.
No, I've got a few potions of healing still.
Maybe you can look around for a Gorgon plate.
I don't think they have that here.
They do not.
We're gonna have to battle one. Take it for ourselves.
You do see there is a stall that has like little like wooden figures of each of you, and
Not that again.
and there's a lot of them. It's all four of yous, and then also there's a rather large golden wooden figure statue, you know, of Corbin.
I will. I'll check to see if they're anatomically correct.
They are Kindles.
Candles. I was just gonna say. It means like their hands are like all the fingers are fused together with just one thumb sticking out.
Yes,
Does mine at least have the kung fu grip?
it does.
Awesome.
Rip.
Arcadia would look for more potions of healing.
All right, real quick, Corbin, did you want anything?
Is there a potion of invisibility?
Ooh, there might be. There is for.
Holy shit.
Yeah, you saw me just add it. I didn't type anything in. I just added it.
Well, I guess I won't be buying that.
Okay.
Hell, even the priest charges less than that.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna buy the potion of growth and be done with it then.
All right.
How do I?
See that little arrow on the next to the one, like on the.
Just move it.
Yeah, and then click buy. Right below it. Yeah, there you go.
Whoa, something weird happened there. That didn't work out, right?
Let me check.
Oh, it put everything in platinum. No, what happened? I had 5,718 and it went down to 312.
Oof.
Ooh. Is it 5,318?
No, 5,718. Oh, you know what happened? I put the 5,000 back in from my bag, so it took that up. So it's 312 is correct from 718.
Okay. That's weird.
All right, so leave the 312 and I'll put the 5,000 back in my backpack.
Okay. Alright, and then so that's Corbin. Arcadia.
She would look for any potions of healing.
Yeah, there are. There's 10 of them, and then kind of in the back, you see a smaller, same size vial, but a different color red liquid, and it says potion.
Oh, no, thank you. Oh wait, which one was that one? Was that the Ralph one? Does it have a toenail floating in it?
There is some kind of nail in there.
Yeah, no thanks. And how much are they?
50 each.
While we're here, she's just gonna. And you said how many of them are there?
10.
10? Yeah, she would rather have the better ones, but she'll take all 10.
Yep.
So that's 500 that I'll deduct.
Oh, no. Did you want to buy anything else before you start deducting things?
I can't think of anything. She remembers that, did he actually get potions of heroism as a reward for saving the centaurs from the troglodytes? And he blew the ivory horn on the banks of the river, and the centaurs gave him something. I think they were actual potions of heroism. I don't think they were scrolls or anything. So she would, let me see really fast.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
the potions. She would know what it is, but I sold it for a lot of gold.
Oh, okay. So we didn't actually use them.
No.
I
Okay,
think-
then she wouldn't know what that is. No, you know what? Corbin drank a potion of heroism.
Oh.
He drank a potion of heroism when we were fighting. We were fighting the the twins in Lutheria's temple. Thank God for search. That's all I have to say.
That's
So
TPK.
Yeah. Yeah, Corbin drinks
No
a potion of
TPKs
heroism.
today.
'Cause I think.
This is more kind of like a
So
RPG.
she's seen them use them, but I don't know if she actually would know what it is. So I'm just gonna not metagame and say she'll just take the potions of healing.
Okay. So with that shop open, there should be like where that number 10 is on the right hand side. You'll see like a little arrow.
Yep.
Click that all those over.
I mean, I think
It
she
is
would
a
know
fun-
what it is since you had identified the potion of heroism.
All right. Well then, do they have a potion of heroism?
They
And how
do
much
not.
is it?
They do not.
Okay, never mind. Well, all of that for nothing.
Not in Astoria.
Okay. So then, do I
Click buy.
print buy? Okay, and will that automatically take it out of my inventory?
It will.
Ooh, fancy. Good. I'm tired of math. Awesome. And I guess they end up in my. Did they end up in my?
They should.
Oh yeah, I see them. Thank you very much.
And Nico.
Just gonna look and see if I couldn't find a cloak of displacement.
Not in Astoria.
Not in Astoria? Yeah,
Not in
probably
Astoria.
be in.
Based on the price of the invisibility potion, you don't want to find it.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, and if he has to buy it from Mitros, he's probably jacked up too.
Yeah, you'd have to sell like a kidney or something.
I
No,
need
no,
those.
You'd definitely be shaving and Demetrius for that.
No boots of elven kind. Just kind of not joking. Not joking. Not joking.
No, no boots. Like more of those kind of magical items, they won't be in a small city like this.
Mm,
All right.
yeah, I can't think of anything else Nico would need. He's pretty good to how he is.
All right.
Yeah.
And while you're all are shopping, you hear a loud commotion from behind you, and the stall owner yells, "Fucking monkey!"
And Arcadia immediately looks at Nico for a second,
And
Nico's
making
like,
sure it's still Nico and not.
not me.
And you see a little monkey hauling ass down the street, carrying a barrel of apples, and he doesn't have any pants on.
Does he have a suit
Corbin
on?
will yell at him, "Where you going with them apples?"
He is wearing a suit.
I'll use my
And a little bowler hat.
This is correct.
I try to sprint away as far as possible.
Corbin runs towards him. Demetrius runs away. Corbin, are you chasing the monkey?
No, I just yelled after him, but I use my speak with animals, so I can talk to him.
He does not respond. He's saying is food. All right, but at this point, as y'all are finishing up, one of the couple guards comes up and says that the princess requests your company at the palace.
All right, I guess we'll follow him.
Okay.
I will
get-
carefully inspect the party, see if any of them got hit by shit. And then I will look somewhat confused.
None of them got hit by shit. Yeah. Alright. Going up to the palace. People are running about, and saying the king wants this, the king wants that. Princess is all up in shambles. And then they, one of the, not servants. Yeah, I guess one of the servants will look at y'all and say, "What do you want? What do you want? What do you want? Where? What?" And she said, come on, out with it. What do you want?"
We were summoned here by the princess.
Okay, go into the chambers. Go into the throne room.
All right.
Arcadia's gonna leave her rhino outside.
Hopefully. Thank you.
Park the rhino.
And as the rhino's backing up, you hear beep, beep, beep. As it's backing up.
Oh, I'm gonna have Vengeance with me, by the way.
Okay. Nice.
She's hanging out in the bag with all the gold.
It's like, what with her little head popped out.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. So coming in, you hear, you hear arguing between Pythor and Honora. And she says, "Why do you have to do it now? Why can't it be later?" And he says, "Well, might as well get it over with."
Then I guess we enter.
Yeah. And people, yeah, this is the, it's the banquet hall throne room. People are still, they're bustling about, but even with all that people running around, you can still hear them arguing rather loudly.
I will approach him, say, "Greetings, King Pythor and Princess Honora."
And she turns around with an angry look and sees you all, and she kind of melts and runs up and gives you a hug. "You came, my friends."
We wouldn't miss it. Is everything all right?
"Well, we're getting all ready," and you see Lord Bluehaven kind of hanging out in the back by himself. We're getting ready, the wedding's in 2 days, and we got this going on, we got this, but this loaf wants to make me queen on the same day.
Why does he want to do this?
Something about wanting to retire down to Pythoria, down in the South Sea.
But weren't you going to move to a distant land with your new husband?
That's what I said too.
I think I see what's going on here. Your
move-
father isn't ready to miss you. He wants to keep you here.
But I'm okay with being queen, but my wedding is taking away from me, from my big day.
That's true. But if you're queen, you would have to stay here.
Well, yeah, but, I don't have to stay here forever.
But is your husband okay with that?
And you seem kind of sulking in the background.
I'll say really loudly, I'm like, of course he would be okay. He loves her.
And then he pipes up, "Yeah, of course. I'm quite okay with staying here for a little while longer."
That's big news. Have you carefully thought this over?
Who, me?
Yes.
I mean, I was always preparing to be queen until I met my love.
Okay. Well,
But I'm getting married. I don't want to have a coronation and a wedding on the same damn day.
Okay, so what solution do you propose then? That they all did the next day?
We can hold it in a year. Let me have my honeymoon.
I think you should become queen now.
But what? Why?
Why not? The city needs a queen.
But they already have him.
Yeah, but he needs to take care of himself. I mean, look at him.
Yeah, we're not sure how long he has.
And you hear him. He's obviously been drinking again. And what do you mean by look at me? I look fine.
What did it happen?
Blech.
What happened to that mug I gave you?
It was stolen.
When did that happen?
Like whenever the game started.
I will have to look into that.
I know.
All right. Does anything need doing in these 2 days? Maybe a quest we need to complete. Some creature has been harassing the populace.
Well, you're coming. You guys are coming out with me tonight, right? It's my bachelorette party. I want all of you here with me.
Oh, okay, sure.
I thought that was only for women.
Says who?
That's
But,
what Arcadia told me.
And Honora kind of glares over at Arcadia. Well, she's wrong.
Arcadia
According to
didn't say-
Arcadia, everything is for a woman. She's an Amazon.
Arcadia looks at Corbin and says, "I said no such thing. I've never been to one of these things."
Oh, good. Well, there'll be drinking and food and drinking and maybe naked people and drinking and food and more drinking. Your future queen demands it.
We'll be there, but that's all. I mean, you have a party of heroes in the city. Is there nothing you need us to do?
Right now, no. Unless you want to use your and she looks at you kind of like you know how like a woman will kind of like look you up and down like kind of seductively. That's what she'll do to you. Unless you want to use your big strong muscles to help move some things.
And Amitrus, he feels quite flattered by this and says, "Sure, I guess I could help out a little bit."
Perfect. You can help him, and she points to Blue Haven.
Oh God. and Amitrus, he's just like, you see that the life is like leaving him. He's like deflating, like, not this fucking guy. I have nothing in common with him. He's like the antithesis of Amitrus' type, this pretty boy. So he just goes up to Lord Bloodhaven and he's like, "Hello."
And to give you a reminder what he looks like.
Jesus.
And he looks he looks at you and, "Hello there. How are you?"
I'm good. You know, recently won the Great Games. Might have heard of it.
Yeah, you threw some things, right, and ran a race or two, right?
Something like that, yeah.
Well, congratulations.
Thanks, you too, with the wedding and all.
And he kind of scratches his head. I appreciate it.
And he just kind of like taps his hoof on the ground and is like, so you need something heavy lifted?
Yeah, the princess wants the altar set up outside.
Well, let's get to it then.
Okay. And Nora like asks the others to do some random stuff too, but so it'll just be you and Blue Haven moving this altar.
Oh God. Amitrus is literally dead inside. Here, I'll throw an athletics check to see how he does.
Yes, because oh God, oh no, oh no. Look at I can't I can't share it, but if you look,
You can't share hidden rolls anymore?
No, and I don't know why. I used to be able to like middle mouse click it to reveal it.
Yeah.
I could say it was a 7 on the 1 on the string.
Yeah, but he rolled a
Oh
1.
God.
And
Oh my god.
So, when you're like, so the two of you like start to pick it up, and he looks, acts like, start like you're obviously having to pick up more. But with that roll, the whole altar kind of starts to fall over. But
Corbin will run over and
hang
try and help.
hang on, because you're off doing other things in the past.
Oh,
But Demetrius, he's like almost like in a split instant, he's Bloodhaven's like in between like the middle of the altar, and he's kind of just like holding it up with his back.
Like the entire altar?
Yes.
I will look at him confused for a few moments. Like, how is this little guy, this pretty boy, lifting this giant altar? And then I will, fix my footing and try again.
And he looks at you. Help. That's a lot better. And then you're able to like kind of like stabilize it while he moves out and gets it into place. And then he doesn't look winded, but once you get it set into place, he looks at you and he kind of, oh yeah, and he kind of sits down and.
Say, a nice lifting. You're stronger than you look.
Thank you, my friend. I work out a lot.
Yes, I guess you do. And then I quickly leave somewhere else. I'm just going to hide in the toilet or something.
Okay. But that's all really they have. She kind of wants you guys to do like this different thing between now and the bachelor party, and then about like an hour before, she'll come down and say, "Okay, y'all want to go and get ready? Arcadia, I left something special for you in your room. But if the boys want to go and get ready, we can meet down here in an hour."
All right, so our kitty goes to her room. What's in it?
A nice dress. And a comb.
it's afraid it might be a head.
And she's so quiet.
It's a goat's head.
No, it's not. It's just a dress and a comb.
Oof. Honora being real subtle again.
I'm assuming she would just be staring at the thing like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's what she's doing.
And then a few moments later, Arcadia, you hear like a small knock at the door.
All right, she goes to answer the door.
And you see a younger servant lady standing there, and she says that she is here to help get you ready.
And she says, I don't need any help. And closes the door.
And she says, but, and then he closes the door. Okay. Okay. Big question. Do you wear what she left out for you?
Absolutely not.
I didn't think so. Okay. Do you like? Does it people like actually like get ready and like kind of dress up fancy, or do you just wear what you're normally wearing?
Corbin will dress fancy.
Pull out your good kilt.
Yep. Put some pink bows on Vengeance.
Nice.
Aw, cute. He did say to Honora in the last session that he would bring his best tearaway kilt.
Yes, he did. Skess says, wear it with your armor. But all right. Good. So we do you at least comb your hair? No, we get all ready, and you go down and meet her down at about the top of the hour, and she looks at all of you and say, "Oh, handsome boys," and looks at Arcadia and kind of cocks her head, and one day, my friend, I will get you to wear a dress. And they'll say, okay, let's go. Let's start off at the Dragon's Tooth. Follow me.
Yeah, Amitrus is not wearing his armor or weapon. He is wearing a ceremonial longsword and a simple cloth outfit. And like that's a golden baldric he always wears across his chest to show that he is the champion.
Nice.
Arcadia
Like a bit
absolutely
of a-
is.
Nobleman's look with like square shoulders. He has that in his cloth outfit. You go, Arcadia.
Oh no, Arcadia doesn't have her backpack, but she absolutely is totally armed.
Okay, longbow, chakra, compass, all that good stuff.
Yeah, she doesn't have her longbow with her. It's not too much, but she has her hand crossbow and her compass and her shotgun and
Okay.
her dagger across her chest.
Corbin will have that in his bag, which is also carrying vengeance. So
Okay. All right, so we start up with the Dragon's Tooth, and yeah, they have nice little spread out laid out for y'all, and you know, just like a pub. One of the bartenders will come up and ask, we'll take your drink order, and Honora say, shots for all of us. We want 10 shots, and then, well, no, Kyra's there, 12 shots. 12 shots of tequila. God.
You're such a bitchy woman, I swear to God.
So the barkeep will come back with 2 shots for each of you.
Is Pythor there?
He is not.
Who's
It's-
all with us?
So it's the 4 of you, Honora, and Kyra.
Okay.
I will attempt to use sleight of hand to throw him over my shoulder.
Oh, you don't want to get drunk? Okay, give us a side of hand.
Oh, I'm assuming this is not going to be the last. Table, tower or no tower?
Open side. I'd say you can get the first one out, but the second one,
If I feel it's starting to miss, I'll just drink it.
yeah, all right. Yeah, the first one you can kind of like the splash, someone, and she kind of looks over at you, but then turns around. But you figure like she's kind of keeping an eye on you.
All right, then I'll drink this second one.
Okay. Arcadia and Nico and Amitrus all drink.
No, she doesn't touch them.
Oh, Nico will.
I figured
Nico's
Nico would.
gonna get plowed.
Hell yeah.
Amitrus is standing there with 2 tequilas and he looks at Arcadia. She's doing.
They're just sitting in front of her.
And Honora, she taps. Come on, drink up. Drink, drink, drink. It's my party. You're here for me. There's no danger around. Come on, drink, drink, drink.
And Arcadia doesn't move.
She says, so rigid.
What did she say?
So rigid.
Oh.
And Kyra just downs both of them like within 5 seconds.
And you see Amitrus hesitate with his own drinks. He's wondering, it's probably not a good idea. You know, he just got his alcoholism fixed a few months ago. You know, it's been such a time. He hasn't really had the the urge, but so special party. Just won the the great games. So he's just gonna toss them both back.
Oh, he's off the wagon.
Nice.
Ooh.
Nice. And she'll say, another round, please, and food. We need food. And so the barkeep will bring 12 more shots, and some waters, and we'll take y'all's food order, and they just have like normal food. But I'd say like it'd be like so 3 rounds of drinks, and then Honora goes, "Where's the food?" And she'll say, "I'll be right back."
Where's she going?
And
Check on the food. So Arcadia, I guess, has 6 shots in front of her.
yep, and she's drinking the water, but she didn't order any food.
Okay.
I'm gonna try sleight of hand again to reduce the shots.
I will look at Arcade and I'll say, not enjoying the party?
And she says no.
But this is your sister's moment now. You should,
And she says that doesn't mean I need to drink with her.
I suppose you're right. I think it's good to wind down sometimes. Been a rough, couple of whenever since we met. Rough couple of months.
Yeah, it's like, a couple months. This is our. Yep, it's our 56th day together.
2 months. And Cairo will say, "Oh, this is so good. I need more."
And then Arcadia just pushes all 6 shots towards Kyra.
And Kyra says, "Oh, thank you for the 12." And downs all 6, like, bam, 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 bam.
Corbin's gonna get up on the bar and try to play his bagpipes.
Okay.
I will aid him.
You're a boo right off the. You're like, boo! You stink!
Okay, but I'm going to come in and I'm going to help him. I think I have a drum. Yes, I will use my drum and let him re-roll again. Or I guess he had advantage, but
Yeah, I'll say yeah. Oh, just
proficient with an instrument.
not-
Beats off. He needs you to.
It wasn't in tune. Sorry. Let me try again.
There we go. That's a little bit better. Nice.
That's sounding better.
And at about this point, Corbin, you would see Honora. She's like backing out of the kitchen, and it looks like she's kind of struggling. And help! A little help!
I'll run over there and see what she needs.
You see her carrying all the food, like on a tray, and there's a bunch of waters right in the middle.
Alright, I'll grab that from her.
Okay. And comes back to the table. Here's all the food, and you get all of us a water because supposedly you need water in between alcohol for whatever reason. But here we go.
Corbin will not touch the water.
Okay.
Beatrice will drink the water and begin eating like a pig.
Okay.
Just diving in there barehanded, shoveling food in his mouth, throwing bones over his shoulder.
Nom nom nom.
Centaur style.
And Honora will look at Arcadia. What's wrong with you? Why do you hate me?
Oh shit!
And she says, I don't hate you.
Well, it doesn't look like you're having any fun whatsoever.
And she says, I'm not in the mood, but I am here for you.
Okay, but you're not eating, you're not drinking. You want chips and salsa, or you want something else to drink, or what?
And she says, I'm not hungry. Water is fine. And you
Oh,
notice that she has situated herself in the bar where she can see the door.
smart woman. Fun fact, like in real life, that's what I do too. All right.
And you notice, like in the first session when she was at the Sour Vintage Tavern, she did this exact same thing. Sitting where she can see the exits and pretty much see everybody.
So after you've done eating and you're done drinking, and then Nora will say, "Okay, let's go to the next place."
And I will cheer happily, and I will step outside with the party and the Nora.
Okay,
I guess
And-
we're going to the Dragon's Tooth, or
that's where you started off.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
And she'll say, "Follow me. I know where to go."
I will look at Arcadia and say this can only go well, and I will follow her.
All right. Yeah, so you have Kahar with you. She's stumbling around, and then we kind of fade to black. And now we need.
Uh-oh.
Right. Corbin and Arcadia roll one more time.
Roll what?
A con check. Because you both tied.
Excuse me?
You both tied.
Oh, tied. I thought you said we both died.
No, you both tied.
So this is just a check, not a save.
Correct.
Are we doing this out in the open?
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, I did.
That's fine.
Oh,
All
nice.
right.
Oh yeah.
Nice. All right. So, Arcadia, you wake up the next morning. You wake up blinking in the sun, and you are on a rooftop of a temple in Astoria, and have no idea how you got there. And now let's take a break.
Oh my god.
Let's come back.
And she didn't drink at all! She didn't drink at all! What the fuck?
Let's come
And
back.
you have immense
was like-
constitution, apparently.
It was a contact drunk. You're around too many drunks.
Let's come back at half past. Alright, Strip will be back in about 10 minutes. I don't know what y'all are talking about. Alright. 10. Let's come back half past. Alright, stream, we'll be back here in 10 minutes. If you go away, please come back. We'll see you soon. boom, boom. And we are fine. Let's go. I think. Okay. Hello?
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, Arcadia, so you wake up blinking in the sun. You're on a rooftop of a temple in Astoria. No idea how you get there. And you see there's an open window nearby and a coiled rope.
And a what? A rope?
A rope.
Does she remember... What does she remember of the night before?
She would remember going to the Rock of Estor. That's where you guys went next. But you don't remember anything past that.
We went to the Rock of Estor?
Correct.
That is strange. Did Honora say why we were going there? Was there like a pop-up bar there or something?
There were some people there she wanted to see.
And she didn't say who?
No.
Okay, so I wake up, I'm blinking, it's the sun, I'm on the top of the temple in Astoria. And whose temple is this?
You just from judging, like if you're looking around where you are in Sidon's temple.
Oh shit.
Great.
Jesus
Um,
God.
Does this feel like a Lutheria dream or a vision? Or does this feel like reality to her?
It feels like reality.
Okay, then she stands up and she scans the area. And you said, so she's on the rooftop. I'm not actually, what I'm seeing on this map is what's inside, right? So I don't see that, I just see the roof and a window with a rope.
Correct.
Okay, she's going to look, I see where I am. She's tiny. What time of day is it? And then she'll go to the edge and look around, and are there people in the city? What's going on around her?
So it's roughly noon. The city is, bustling. There's people still running about, getting things ready still. And you see a group about 10 people, probably maybe a quarter mile out, maybe walking y'all's way. And they all look like priests.
Oh, they're walking towards the Temple of Sidon.
Correct.
Okay. She is going to... She has her crossbow at the ready. And she's going to look around.
She does not.
What?
So, you have... Let's see where you at. Your crossbow and chakma gone. And instead, you have 2 china plates on your belt. And one of them is shattered and only consists of about a third of a plate.
So the chakram is gone too.
Correct. And the dagger.
So she is unarmed now.
Correct.
And she has plates hanging from her belt where her weapons were once?
Correct. Like little china plates.
Okay. Is Nyx with her?
She is not.
Does she have her armor still on?
She does.
Okay. She's going to go over to the window and look out and see the rope.
Okay.
Where does it lead?
Oh, it leads down. Like you can climb down. Like down over here.
Okay, so she tugs on it to make sure it's secure.
It is.
And then she'll climb down into the floor.
Alright. And as you're climbing down, you can hear some snoring.
Snoring?
Yeah.
Okay. And she looks in the direction of the snoring.
So you see all the, you see Corbin. Corbin is,
Oh, I see him.
yeah, he's passed out, next to like where the statue would be. You see Nico in like the, like if you know, if you go into a Catholic church, have like holy water. You see him curled up in like one of those, passed out. And
that's what that is.
yeah.
I was like, I'm in some kind of demonic fountain.
And you see Demetrius pass out flat on the floor with his hands and clothes covered in red. And then you see an unnamed man, like someone you've never seen, passed out, curled up next to a decapitated statue head of Sidon.
And she recognizes that as what Corbin told her, that there's somebody that the Versi told him about. And you said Demetrius is covered in red?
Correct.
Is that his... What do you mean covered in red? What, covered with a red cloth, or is that his armor?
Like red paint.
Oh, he's covered with red paint? Oh my god. Being the closest to Corbin, she would go walk over to him and see if he's just sleeping.
Yeah, and I'll point out also that Kyra and Honora are not with you.
Right, and she will kneel down and carefully, she is careful to, also say, Corbin, wake up, without touching him.
Okay, so you see Corbin, he's also snoring. Maybe he has his thumb in his mouth, I don't know. But you see next to him, you know that statue, that golden painted statue I had mentioned earlier? You see him curled up with that. And he is bare-chested, and that his face is painted with lightning bolts.
Wow. Arcadia's gonna look for a... she can look at her arms. Does she see anything on her arms, like paint?
She does not.
Alright. Is there something reflective nearby?
Maybe some water?
Alright, she will look in that... Does she have paint on her face?
She does.
And what is it in the shape of?
It's like you know, like how the like football players will put like some black crap underneath their eyes. That's what you have. Like you have red underneath both your eyes and like one like right between your eyes, like from like the tip of your like eyebrows, like down to your nose.
All right. I'm gonna take the water and try to wipe that off.
It doesn't seem like it comes off, but you gotta kind of scrub a little bit.
She's not going to spend a lot of time doing. She's going back to Corbin and she's going to tell him to wake up.
Okay, he can wake up.
He doesn't wake up?
No, he can. Yeah, he wakes up if he wants to. I don't know. It's maybe he's in a nice sleeping spot.
She is persistent. She's like, Corbin, wake up.
Can you hear me?
Now I can.
Now I can.
Oh, sorry. So Corbin is Versi. He's dreaming of the Oracle, and he'll wake up and he'll try and grapple Arcadia. And
Oh God! And she is going to attempt not to be grappled. Is that a break grapple or what?
Yeah, he'll just have to drop a grapple on you.
Oh shit!
You're targeting yourself, Corbin.
oh, sorry, I was targeting her.
You have yourself targeted.
It won't untarget. Why won't it untarget?
He grabs you, he's like, give Papa some love.
You can drag it
Oh,
onto our
where'd I go?
token.
I disappeared. Oh, there I am. I forgot. How do you target?
You can also drag the grapple
right.
button onto her token. It will auto-target her.
Do you want me to roll again, or is my
Yeah.
29 good?
Roll it again.
Oh,
Because you're maybe you're just trying to touch yourself.
Natural one.
Yeah, you get her.
And then as I kiss her, my eyes will fly open and go and I'll let go of her. And I'll just like
Just in time to see her give you a black eye.
Yeah, she would react and like slap him.
And I'll say Arcadia, what's going on? How did we get here? And I'll look around. Do I have my stuff?
You do not. Your weapons are gone. Your bag with vengeance is gone.
Like, and that's all I really care about. Like vengeance.
And then that statue, you have that statue with you though too.
Which statue am I holding?
The golden one that you saw the vendors earlier had.
Oh, of me?
Yes, of you.
Oh, is it real gold?
No, it's wooden, but painted gold.
And she says, the person Versi told you about, he's over there. And she nods over to,
Percy told me about somebody. What did she say? I don't remember.
she said, there is another, and you
Oh,
will find him sleeping next to the head of a decapitated statue. But I think we should wake the others up first. And she says
Alright.
to him, we'll go wake up Nico, and she'll go to wake up Demetrius.
all right. I'll go get Nico up.
All right, so coming over to Nico, when you walk to Nico, you see that he is curled up in that water bath, and he is wearing very, very fine clothes, a very nice robe, and a fine blue sash, and there is a little medallion pinned to his chest that says "Best Guard Deputy."
It says best
Best,
guard.
Best Guard Deputy.
I'll shake him awake. Wake up, Nico! Something happened.
And going to Demetrius. Yeah, he's passed out in the middle with his arms kind of red open, covered in red paint, and you see like where his sword was gone, like the scabbard his sword had. You see kind of like poking out of that scabbard, like little clay tokens that had like the different, like your guys' different faces on it.
All right, well, she is going to not get near him.
Not making that mistake again.
Yeah, not making that mistake again. Actually, she thinks he'd be more likely to hit her than do what Corbin did. So she at first just says, "Hey, Demetrius, wake up."
He doesn't wake.
All right, she's going to just kind of poke at him with her foot, like the end of a hoof.
And
Wake up.
his leg twitches.
She remembers what he did to her during the games. She walks over by his head, takes her water skin, and dumps water on his head.
And he will startle awake and flail his arms around. And
Right, and she jumps out of the way.
he will reach for his weapon immediately.
She knew that, so she jumps back.
Of course, he doesn't have a weapon.
Of course, he doesn't have a weapon. Yeah.
He'll say, Arcadia, what the hell? Where am I?
She says, "Wake up! We're in Sidon's temple."
Ah, shit.
And if you look around, what you see in here, that's what it looks like.
Ah, damn. Did we go on an insane bender and try to end this whole drama by destroying Sidon's temple?
Oh, and then that occurs to Arcadia that they might be blamed for this, and she says, "We have to hurry. His guards are coming." But the person that Corbin talked about, the person we need to look for, is over here. Come with me.
Corbin will drag Nico over.
And
We'll say-
oh, go ahead.
I was
And
gonna say,
and also Arcadia would say, "Sidon's guards are on their way. We don't have much time.
Wait,
We should get out of here."
Oh, okay. You've seen Sidon's guards coming here?
I woke up on the roof of the temple, and they're coming from a distance. We need to get out of here. We should wake this guy up and get out. Before we get blamed for this, I don't.
Well,
Yeah, he will too. The Oracle and I messed up a bedroom once, and this is exactly. He doesn't like this stuff.
So are you sure this is the guy? Because I was thinking we leave him here and he gets blamed.
The Oracle said he'd be found
Well,
sleeping
the
by
Oracle
the
said
head
to
of a
look-
decapitated.
Yeah, he said to look for this guy. We should wake him up, and I'll prod him up. You fella.
But Gravik's gonna slowly open his eyes and just take a moment to take in the 4 individuals in front of him and then the destruction around him. He's just gonna.
First sight he sees is Corbin's kilt, and he is wearing it up.
He'll move his hand up like he's trying to block the sunlight of the day, but
Hey, keep your hand away from there.
yeah, just block the view.
Jesus.
And just like, oh, what the hell they put in those cheesy potatoes? He's gonna prop himself up into a sitting position, and he's going to reach around for his quarterstaff, but I'm assuming it's missing.
Yes, in place of that, you pull out an amulet of a badly carved amulet of Pythor's face.
I will say, no time to explain. Come with me if you want to live. I will offer him a hand.
He was gonna look at your hand and take a look away and just that sounds so cliched. And then he's gonna grab his hand and let you pick him up.
I'll put you on my back and start running towards the exit.
And at that moment, you hear banging on the door
Ah, shit.
Is
From
there
where?
another way out?
from the front, and that's probably the only way out. And
Okay, I take him off my back.
And where the altar where this big ass statue of Sidon was is a little card figure of Nicodemus.
Did you become a monkey and do this, Nico?
Can't remember. Did we do this? Oh no.
So for my question is
there-
this the way the knocking and sound is coming from?
And that way, yeah.
Okay.
Are there any other figurines that Arcadia's going to take a quick scan? Are there any other figurines that she sees indicates that we were there?
Give me a perception.
Stand by.
Corbin doesn't see shit. If anyone wants to
I'm
roll,
use-
anyone can roll
I'm
perception
using-
if you want.
I'm using my inspiration.
Well, Gravik's being led out of there, he is going to take a quick look around as well.
So, Ametrius, you see a carved statue of Arcadia sitting right over there. In Arcadia, you see a statue of Ametrius kind of sitting right over yonder.
Okay, I said let's get these things out. We don't need anything more to place blame on us. So
Corbin
she
still
runs
has
in.
his golden statue, right?
Yeah, she runs in and
Yes.
grabs it.
And while this is happening, you hear the doors unlocking.
I guess we should retreat there at the
She
front.
try
right?
to hide.
Looks
try
like
to
there's a
hide.
way out and back, right? The wall is down in the back.
But would you know that from where you're at?
Oh, I
Yeah,
guess
we wouldn't know
see
that.
from here.
Is there a
well, we
place
can-
that
I'm
we
going
run- we can run
to
through the
this
door,
place
so.
anyway to get the statuette, so...
Yeah,
Is
You,
the-
you can see an open door over there.
So you
okay,
said
we're gonna
the. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Open door.
So you said there's knocking at the door, and was there voices coming from the other side?
Oh yeah, it's female voice. Holy fucking motherfucker! Oh.
Got him.
Is that what we hear outside the door?
Oh, you got me.
I think it killed him. He can't talk anymore.
Oh, that was good.
So I'm assuming that's probably similar to what I'm hearing.
Well, yeah, hearing the doors unlocking, Ooh,
So-
thank you, Drake,
as-
for 24 months.
As Gravik
Nice.
hears this, he's going to like yell in a very
Oh.
like feminine voice. Hold on, we're just tidying up.
Oh no.
Arcadia. She shakes her head and she says, "Let's go and start running through this door."
Okay. And, yeah, you see, yeah, you can get through that door and then come out through. You see that door is propped open, and then you can run out the back if you want.
Yeah, we run out the back.
And at that time, about that time, you hear, "What in the name of the mother and father? Oh my God!"
We are so innocent. Come on, Nico. I thought you were faster this time. Bye.
Corbin's
So let's
sprinting
get out
away
of
from
there.
All right. Yeah, you can escape easily. So you see towards the like back over yonder, there is a local like one of the little police carts, if you will, horse and cart that just seems to be standing there. And as you're walking past it, it kind of neighs a little bit and walks up to you.
I will,
The horse does.
The horse does.
Yes, the horse does.
I will ask Nico to speak to the horse, and I will check what's in the cart.
All right, in the back of the cart is a large box with 2 latches that are locked down, and there are no watchmen inside. Mr. Ed? No, not Mr. Ed.
And there are what? No what?
No guards in sight.
I will open the latch
Okay.
box.
All right. So opening up the box, you see a well-built, almost entirely naked dwarf pop out, and he immediately punches you in the groin, says, "You're going to fuck on me," and then tries to run away.
I will collapse on the ground. Nakedly.
Gravik will watch this happen and then watch the dwarf run away, just not wanting to get involved, but just like, what the fuck?
Arcadia would run after him.
Okay.
And I'm guessing he's running as fast as a normal dwarf runs,
Yes.
so she would catch up with him.
Okay.
Actually, you might notice that now that she's been kind of sluggish this entire time, but now when she's in pursuit of something, you might notice that she too is moving a little faster than before. All that parkour training on the Ultros has seemingly paid off.
Well, Arcadia's chasing after the dwarf. Gravik will go over to Demetrius and just... He knows he can't help him back to his feet, but he's just gonna like crouch next to him and like put a
Strike
hand
that
on his
punch. Exactly.
human back and just be like, you okay?
That punch.
That's kind of got you there, didn't he?
And Amitrus will raise his hand like he needs a moment. And,
Yeah, you take... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
He's trying not to become pissed off at these observations.
No, you take as much time as you want, bud. He's gonna like pat him on the back before standing up. Somebody want to explain any of this to me?
Corbin will come over and say, I don't know who you are, but the Oracle told us to look for you.
Arcadia's like, Nico, help me get this guy.
You get what?
You catch the
Help me.
dwarf.
Yeah.
I ain't grabbing no damn naked dwarf. Why don't you go knock yourself out? Demetrius asked me to talk to the horse, so I'm gonna talk to the horse. So how's it going, boss? Where'd you get the naked dwarf?
What the hell?
And the horse says, Wilbur, you kind of stole me and put that guy in the back for safekeeping and then came here.
Wilbur?
You know, I believe it. I've always secretly thought that having a naked dwarf in a chest would be a great trap.
In Arcadia, I think you would be able to catch up to the dwarf. Because he runs for a moment, and then he says, "Oh, fucking my head," and then like kind of kneels down.
I'm just saying, hear me out, guys. Remember that that gangster guy that harassed me? What if we put a naked dwarf in a chest, put it down, and he would go and open the chest, and he would get punched? It's a great idea.
Just looking over at Nicodemus.
I wouldn't do that to you, buddy. Another naked dwarf, an angrier one.
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
So,
Arcadia,
yeah, go ahead.
yeah, she's not in the mood. She grabs the dwarf by the hair and starts pulling him back
Ow!
to the
Stop!
party.
Stop! Oh, you
I
devil
just let
woman!
him go, Arcadia.
Devil woman! Stop!
She ignores him and drags him.
And he's like, "But my bum! I'll walk. Leave me alone."
And she picks him up by the hair and to his feet and says, "Then walk."
Fine. You don't have to be so loud. Keep your voice down.
The Amitress gives a graphic and awkward look. Like, you know, the kind of look that two men give each other that says, like, women, right?
And he makes no attempt to cover up whatsoever.
He'll like raise his eyebrow at Demetrius, but kind of give him like a half nod, like yeah. But he'll look over at Arcadia and just doesn't really know what to say about this whole situation. Like, do you know this dwarf? He's gonna like point at the naked dwarf.
Oh my God, Engorgio.
I have never seen this dwarf before in my life.
And so, so the dwarf, he says that he was challenged in a wrestling match to death at the Rock of Estor at midnight with Corbin, the Greased Lightning, who spared him and then brought him along with you guys after forcing me to drink as many shots of fortified wine as birthdays I had.
That sounds like something I would do.
True. I knew this whole thing was your fault.
And then he says that after you brought me to the gambling den, where you said I was your lucky charm, and then we partied for some more before we took this police wagon, and then you guys stuck me in there because I was your lucky charm and wanted to keep me safe.
Did you see what happened to our
Great.
stuff, our bags?
No, you didn't have those.
We didn't have
Arcadia
those when we
isn't-
met you.
Arcadia is incredulous, but she didn't drink. And does she believe this guy?
You can roll insight.
Amitress says, I think I vaguely remember shoving a dwarf into a chest.
Arcadia, you are unsure. Corbin, you get the idea that he's at least telling his version of the truth.
I think he's telling the truth, especially the part about me being completely unstoppable.
Eh,
Wait, you said
let's say
he
he
challenged
embellished a little.
Did you say he challenged him to a wrestling match to the death?
Correct.
Arcadia
Sounds
says that's
honorable to
unlike
me.
that. Says that's unlike you, Corbin. To the death?
It does sound strange. Maybe he misunderstood me.
Can I go now? I want to go back to my camp at the rock.
I don't know. If you're lucky, we might need you to stick around.
Well,
No,
wait,
I
how
really
much-
don't want him to stick around. Just let him go,
Oh.
man.
Hold on a second. He's
Okay.
gonna walk. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Arcadia.
No, Arcadia would grill him and have him recount exactly what happened.
She wants
Minute
to
by
know.
minute.
You know, as he sees the intensity in Arcadia, he's gonna like kind of walk over to her and move a hand to put on her shoulder, but then kind of hesitate for a moment.
Yeah,
And
so
it's-
she stares at him
Amitrus
and
is
she
nodding
squeezes his
no.
hand.
Amitrus is nodding no. He's
Yeah.
about to touch him.
And hesitate, like kind of like open his hand and just go like, never mind. Perhaps we should be a little more gentle with the friend here. Like look down at the dwarf. Can you remember anything of what just happened last night?
Look, all I remembered was I was chilling at the camp. Grease Lightning came in, was challenging, wanting to wrestle. I like to wrestle. He wanted to win, or he wanted to wrestle to the death, and I obviously accepted because he's Grease Lightning. And he beat me, then saved me, then forced me to drink.
Okay.
Sounds
In what
like
kind of
you,
condition
Barbara. That's
were we
definitely
all?
you.
Was I with them at that time when I?
Yes, you were going on and on about how you are some great wizard from far away.
That does sound like me, but I don't remember any of it.
You look like a great wizard to me.
He's gonna like, well, the appearances can be deceiving, my friend, I assure you. But dwarf, what's your name? I missed it. I'm sorry, what?
Bobocles.
Bobocles. I'm just gonna call you Bob. Is that okay?
My name is Bobocles.
Bobocles, fine. Yeah,
Gonna
we
call
need
him
to.
Beast.
We probably need to start retracing our steps. We will accompany you back to the rock.
Hold on, I have a better idea.
You want
Why
to get this?
don't we just pretend this never happened and
We're-
continue on our
we're
way?
still-
Because
We're missing all of our weapons, aren't we?
Yeah, I'm missing vengeance.
and I look down and I begin patting myself, and I realize that I'm not wearing my plate armor, and I'm like, oh shit! No, hey Bob, tell us where our armor is at once.
Well, we're just going to retrace our steps. We don't need to harass this naked dwarf.
And he is standing there very proud of himself. No, no attempt to cover up.
Bob, does anyone have a cloth or a fig leaf or something?
What is your problem? What's wrong with Bob?
It's gonna be a little. We're trying to hide from guards. Do you really want to be walking around with a naked dwarf, drawing attention to
I have
ourselves?
plenty of naked people on the street.
You're not wrong, but
I'm naked. Mostly.
yeah, but you're part. Well, he just
Yes.
trails off. Never mind.
Where did you come from, our friend?
What a strange man.
I don't remember seeing you in town.
I come from many places. From here, there.
I instantly inside check him because I do not trust him.
Yeah, so does Arcadia because she doesn't trust this person.
Are you trying to deceive them?
I am not. He's just trying to like talk around the subject. He's not really.
Are you trying to pretend like you don't know where you're from and not tell us?
Not really. He's just kind of. He just doesn't want to tell you. He knows it's very obvious what he's doing. He's not trying to deceive you, but he's just kind of like talking around the subject. Like you can tell he's purposely not answering the question.
I'll point that out as suspicious to the rest of the party.
You must know I'm come from a land called Faerun.
A what?
You wouldn't have heard of it.
Is that a place in Arisia?
No, it's not.
Hmm. Have you ever heard of Faerun, Nico?
No.
Damn it. So when you guys are just sitting here talking, Bobocles tries to take off running, and Corbin's the only one who does not see him try to do this.
Arcadia grabs his hair again. Throws
Ow!
him on the ground.
Devil woman!
She
She
throws
won't
him
let
on
him
the
go.
ground. No.
I don't want to mate with you. Leave me alone, please.
And she says the next time you try to run away, I'll grab something else, and you will not be happy.
Promise.
Oh shit! Listen, Babacles, we just want to get our stuff back. You help us, and there's gold in it for you.
I don't know what you want me to help you do. I just told you everything I know. I just want to go home and sleep this off.
Well, let's just go escort him home and then just get him to show us where we were.
I'm not sure I want to escort a naked dwarf home. But,
Didn't you just say that you didn't mind nakedness? It was...
yes, okay, but that was to fuck with you.
Of course it was. You just... Having will just, like, turn away and put, like, two fingers to his temple.
I'm a champion of the people. I can't be seen with naked dwarfs.
And Arcadia pulls him up and says, retrace the steps.
We can go back to the rock. And
So
he
can
will.
we take the cart? The cart, but she said the cart is actually a police cart, right? So it's been stolen.
Correct.
Oh, because she's not going to take the cart then.
I didn't think he would. All right. So walking down the street towards the rock, or back up, I guess back up towards the rock. Once you get up towards the rock, there'll be there's a few very large men standing outside, who are excited that Grease Lightning has returned.
Okay, I think they're here for that wrestling match.
And Babacles says, "Okay, can I please go now?"
Oh, you're still here, Bob.
Babacles.
And this is where we said we just met him. So that's where we were.
Yes. This is where you guys wrestled. Where Corbin and him he wrestled.
Okay, and he was not with the party at all before that.
Babacles, no.
Okay.
Babacles, did we come here with anyone else?
Yeah, you came here with two very, very lovely women.
Who were they? He's gonna turn to the group, like, do you know who he's talking about?
I have a few ideas.
What happened to those two lovely women, Babacles?
Hell if I know. Like, we met up with, you said you needed to meet up with the goddess Kyra, and we went and got her, and then went to the gambling den.
I see. So you're more interested in wrestling with a man than those two lovely women.
Well,
You know,
I mean,
I
it
don't judge.
was a very lovely dwarf woman. I was trying to win her affection.
A dwarf woman.
I will look at Nico and I'll say, you mean this one?
No, her boobs were bigger.
And
Never
Nico
can
looks
tell.
down and he starts flexing. Oh,
And do we know where this gambling den is?
You do that.
And she says, you're staying here and you're going to take us to the gambling den.
Says who?
And she gets in his face and says me.
I'm sorry, what was your... ma'am, what was your name again? I don't believe I've caught any of your names, actually. I am Graphic Thorn, your humble bard wizard.
And you say that you don't know me,
I've-
Mr. Thorn.
He's gonna look over at, and just kind of squint his eyes a little, like, you were in the games, weren't you?
Uh-huh. It was a small part of the games, you know?
I didn't really pay that much attention because that's kind of barbarous. I don't really care for those kind of things, but
I will loom over him threateningly.
you know, like look up at you with wide eyes, like, not that there isn't anything wrong with that.
Good. You might have heard of, you know, the five gods.
I've heard whispers of them. I'm not really
They're
familiar
recently
with them.
chosen champions.
Heard something about. 1 second, he's gonna pull out his book, like a big tome that he has on his side. That's held like kind of like a pouch from like from the wall, some wire that he has hanging over his shoulder. He's gonna start flipping through the book. don't really see. I've got some notes and mentions of the gods, but I'm not really interested in that kind of thing.
You're not interested.
Divinity never really caught my interest.
Uh-huh, and where have you been staying recently?
I've been traveling.
And you didn't notice any giant floods or thunderstorms or two cities about to be destroyed?
Well, I've heard of some disasters happening, yes. Nothing out of the ordinary, I wouldn't say. You haven't been to Faerun, have you? Well, obviously not.
I'll be offended by that. What do you mean? Obviously not.
Well, I don't think any of you have been there.
Listen, I don't think any of us has even heard of this mystical Faerun or something. You
Well,
must
yeah,
be living under a rock if you don't know what's been going on.
Well, I've been keeping tabs, but I'm mostly just on my own, just trying to find my way home, basically.
Well, I'm sorry, kid. You're involved now.
Ha-
From this
You
moment
did-
onwards, your life is going to take a turn for the worst.
Who was it that mentioned something about an oracle? You know, like over at the group.
Yes,
That
the
would be me.
Oracle. She is the one that brought us together.
She said we would find you. She's never wrong.
A woman who's never wrong. That's different.
I'll look over at Arcadia.
Yeah, Arcadia looks at him and gives him a glare. She is.
At this point, you should just discipline him, Arcadia.
But as he looks over at Arcadia, just feeling like a cold stare burning into the back of his neck, just in general, it's strange that people there's someone who's never wrong. It doesn't matter if she's a woman or shit.
That's why she's an oracle.
Listen, there's one thing you're going to learn really fast in this world. Everyone you talk to could be a god and could kill you in an instant. So you might want to assume that people
That's
around
kinda-
you can and will kill you.
Well, that's kind of true in Faerun. I mean, there's Bahamut. He likes to go around traveling in the guise of an old man.
I suppose you'll learn our ways of respectful conversation soon enough.
I've been respectful.
Didn't you just say that it's rare for a woman to be right?
I misspoke.
All right.
But
So if we can't learn anything from these guards, then Arcadia says let's go to the gambling den because she wants her
Yes.
weapons back.
Yeah, and Corbin's anxious to go too because Vengeance is missing.
Yeah, I had about 4,000 gold in my bags.
And Babacles will tell you where the den is, but he does not want to go. He just wants to sleep.
Just let him go, Arcadia.
As long as we know where the place is.
Yeah,
do we believe him?
he'll tell you that it's up over there. Like if you go through the south gate up to the living quarters, it'll be there'll be one there. If you've reached the agora, you have gone too far. And he'll look over at Amitrus and says he has all the tokens. He should know exactly where it is.
Shit.
What? What tokens?
I will check my pouches for the first time.
They're loaded down with little tokens.
Oh, damn.
Oh, like gambling tokens?
Yes, like chips.
And I'm guessing what they have like a sign of the gambling establishment or something on it.
Correct, on one side, and the other's like different signs of the gods, but different pictures of the gods on it.
I will go pale and I will slowly turn towards the party, and I will say, I hadn't paid the crew of the Ultras their salaries yet. So we're going to need to get that gold back. We are going to have a problem.
are you? Did we lose all our gold gambling?
Not just our gold, but also the gold of about 100 angry sailors.
Arcadia is going to reach out with her mind, and she has a telepathic connection with her rhino if it's within a mile. Does she feel that the rhino is still there?
Yes. That it still is at the palace.
Okay. So she says, let's go. And she starts walking in the direction of the gambling hall.
What about that metal bird of yours?
Yeah, is Nyx... She's not sure where Nyx is, but she'll whistle something. Does Nyx show up?
She does not.
As they're walking to the gambling hall, like, Gravik will turn to anyone in the group, like, where can I meet this Oracle woman? Or person?
I'll introduce you.
I'd appreciate that. I'm kind of a little unsettled of some Oracle knowing of me.
You just be nice to her, not like Arcadia.
I'm present to your friend, Arcadia. He's gonna look over at Arcadia and give like a soft smile.
No, she's walking ahead of all of you. She's not waiting for anyone.
I'll say, don't bother applying your boyish charm on her. She likes women.
I assure you that was not my intention, and really, that makes sense. I mean, never mind.
So,
Corbin will look
do
him
you know
up
how
and
to
down
grovel?
Corbin will look him up and down and notice he's quite pretty, and he'll say, well, he is kind of feminine, Demetrius. Maybe it would work.
I'll take that as a compliment, my little friend.
You should.
I will.
So, as you're getting up to the den, there's people standing outside, and they'll let you know whatever. But as you're coming in, you see some strange looks from some people in the crowd and at the tables and asking, "The hell are you guys doing back here?" And
Where's our stuff?
What stuff?
The stuff we left here.
Left here? You left nothing here. What you did leave is Aristodemos extremely pissed off.
Who's that?
He is one of the richest men in Astoria, and he is one of the noble merchants.
Ah, fuck. Is he a giant?
Don't know. But
You said he's the richest man, one of the richest men in Astoria, and a what?
one of the noble merchants. The merchant.
We've had great luck with merchants. What could go wrong?
What exactly did we do to gain his ire?
Well, there's like 7 or 8 of you who turned up last night, and you bought in using his crown, pointing at Corbin. And Demetrius here kept going on and on, or kept going all in and kept winning. And Aristodemos, who was playing, seemed to keep spending a lot of money and time talking shit about the group and Nico in particular. And eventually it ended up as Demetrius and Aristodemos at like the final table. And Demetrius decided to bet Nico's life in a duel against everything Aristodemos had on him.
You trust me, right, Nico?
and he says,
Clearly we won. He's still alive.
and the pit boss says, Nicodemus there protested very angrily, but eventually he agreed.
It sounds like my man. Nico never lets me down.
Upon as long as Demetrius here would give him all the money, he won.
What? No, hold on. This story isn't right. This isn't right.
Demetrius won. The guy blew up, screaming that they were all cheating and that he would get them back. Nico reminded him that the bet was for everything he had on him and decided to take all the clothes off of his back while everyone else looked on and laughed. And then you guys left.
Oh, yeah. Good job, Nico.
Gravik was just like, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Then Arcadia realizes that was probably the dwarf
Yeah.
that was naked in the chest.
Wait, the dwarf was secretly Aristodemos?
It's Babacles.
Oh, Babacles, never mind.
Yeah. Do you know where we could find this Estradamus? And he's gonna, as he says that, he's gonna look over at the group and just kind of like shake his head, like, "You guys make really bad decisions."
You have no idea.
It's just destiny. Fate that brought us together.
And he says you could probably find him in the Agora or maybe towards the palace.
I guess we should probably focus on finding this individual that took all your stuff. I think you all know the city better than I do. I just got here recently.
To be fair, you guys took all of his stuff.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's what I thought. Yeah.
Okay, I misheard.
We don't know where our stuff is at the moment.
Okay. We should probably find this individual anyways.
Hey, you're a wizard. Do you have something to locate things?
I'm not that kind of wizard.
Figures.
What can you do for us?
I specialize in controlling the elements.
I will look at Corbin.
Well, you know, you get hit by lightning from time to time. Maybe you can help with that.
Actually, I do. That's what I specialize in, is lightning.
Wait, you're a follower of Sidon?
Sidon, that's that Titan god, isn't he? Storms? No, I'm more of a follower of Bahamut, and even then, not really.
You're a follower of who?
Yeah, never mind.
Listen, stop with the nonsense. If you use lightning, you must be a follower of Sidon.
I
What is your business?
I can assure you I am not a follower of any god here right now.
Alright then, but I've got my eye on you.
Okay, just keep your gaze above the waist, okay?
I will indignantly look forwards.
Let's go find this guy.
Alright, so they said the Agora or the palace. Which one?
Oh, I guess the Orgora first.
Okay. So heading up towards the Agora. And I'm assuming you're asking around. A woman, she recognizes the statue that Corbin is carrying with him, and says that Aristophanes, who is a local owner, has been looking for the statue and will take you over to them. And that's the shopkeep who was selling these statues.
Oh yeah, the one we visited.
Mm-hmm. And
I will quickly write my name on it and hand it to him and say, "There, it's worth more now. It's signed."
and he says, "My friends, welcome back. Thank you so much for coming. You are my best customers." And you came and bought all my statues. Thank you so much.
Oh, good work.
I'm sorry.
What did we buy that? What did we buy them with?
You bought every statue of Nicodemus. Sorry.
Well, he's the most handsome party member.
And you paid gold, of course.
Nico blows on his fingernails and rubs his fingernails on his chest. Of course I am.
And the three ladies, they couldn't stop laughing when you were doing this. And
Gravik just... Oh, go ahead, sorry.
he said, you had just won this money and wanted to spend it, so...
Gravik will look down at the ground and just like, you all should probably take a oath of celibacy or a sobriety when this is over.
You should probably take an oath of silence.
I'll think about it.
Arcadia says, what three ladies were laughing?
The princess, the goddess, and the dwarven woman. Her name is Phoebe, I believe.
Did you see this guy with us? And I will point at Graphic.
Yeah,
He was there too.
yeah, you guys were all buddy-buddy.
What was he doing?
I was laughing and drinking along with you.
And I will look at the graphic accusingly.
Well, I didn't say I didn't drink, but I'm not the one who bought a bunch of useless statues.
They're not useless.
I guess you could.
How could they be useless?
Arcadia says, "Who is this Phoebe?" Then she looks at Nico and she says, "Do you know who this is?"
And he says, "Well, she's right over there, actually," as she's walking towards all of you. And she ignores everyone except for Nicodemus, and she comes up and says, "My love, I have found 6 of your favors already, and will find more to prove how much you mean to me. And here is this."
I will quickly turn to a graphic and I'll say, "This always happens. Nicodemus, he gets all the women."
You know, like, look over at Nicodemus and just kind of like nod his head, like, nice, good for him.
And she says, I found this and I wanted to give this back." And it's a small mirror. And says that she found it this morning and thought to take it before my husband found it.
Before husband death.
Before
Good
her.
turn.
And have you seen any of the rest of our stuff?
What rest?
Our bags. I had a dragon with me.
No, last time we were all together, it was just us, and then the goddess, the princess, and him. And she says, "Bob, please."
And she had said she was giving a mirror back to Nicodemus before her husband finds out?
Correct.
What can I say? Nico likes to take what he can't have.
That was a dangerous game to be playing.
I guess I'll take the mirror and look at it, and does it just seem like a regular mirror?
No, actually. You see yourselves reflected back. You are giggling and shushing each other as you are goading a wildcat out of the gates of an estate and into the guard wagon. Kyra, Anora, and Bobbycleese are all with you.
Well, I think I remember that one.
We are putting a wildcat into...
Into the back of the guard wagon.
I've always
a
wanted to
wildcat
do that.
turned into a dwarf?
No.
It's
It's just a wildcat.
and we're all laughing. Is Arcadia laughing?
Yes.
She doesn't.
Yes, you are laughing really hard.
Brother sees us, you'll like glance over at Acadia. You should smile more.
Oh, dude, you're gonna get the shit kicked out of you.
And she looks at you and she says, "Fuck you."
I didn't mean that as an insult. You just, never mind.
Yeah, have you ever heard of the Amazons, my friend?
Apparently not.
I think I remember hearing mythical stories in Faerun. Nothing really substantial or serious. Just
Next
most
time
of
we
them-
visit the
most of them were
library.
he's just gonna kind of like chuckle softly. Like most of them were just kind of like saucy, like romance novels.
And she
Sounds
walks
about
right up
accurate.
to him and looks down at him. Well, how tall is he?
He's about 5'11".
Well, she looks right at him right in the eye. She's 5'10", and she goes, "I'm as serious as a heart attack," and then walks away.
Corbin will go over and say, "There's this play I'll have to take you to. It's about the greatest Amazon of all, Xena."
Like as this happens, as like Arcadia walks up to him, he stiffens slightly, and then he go like look down. Sure. I get the feeling your friend doesn't like me very much.
The Amazons are a tribe of barbarians that live out in the south. They are
Well, the
No.
stories I was hearing that wasn't really barbaric of them. They were just a group of actually honorable warrior women. But the story kind of got.
they do not allow men in their midst, and they can and will kill men and even
That-
enjoy it.
And
That's kind of the point of Amazons from even our stories in Faerun.
whilst you all are talking about this, Phoebe will look back at Nico and say, and can you do me a favor? I have to leave before he wakes up, but can you do me a favor? If you find the cat, can you bring him back home? Because I kind of miss him. But I have to go. I'm going to go find more statues of you.
Yeah, sure thing. Cat. Find the cat, yeah. I'll bring it back. Sure thing.
Thank you, love.